Deep in the unexplored regions of the world live uncontacted and isolated tribes who have little to no knowledge of modern civilization. Over thousands of years, many of these groups have developed extraordinary abilities that continue to puzzle scientists. These are not myths or legends, but real cultures whose survival depends on skills that seem to challenge human limits. There are over 100 isolated tribes scattered across regions like the Amazon, Africa, and Oceania. Some communicate using sounds resembling animal calls, others move in ways that appear to defy physics. On the Joe Rogan Experience, explorers have shared encounters with such tribes, describing how they escaped danger by mimicking animals or moving silently through water and forest. One of the most fascinating groups is the Moken, often called sea gypsies. Living along the coasts of Thailand and Myanmar, the Moken spend most of their lives at sea. They live on boats called kabangs and rely entirely on fishing and freediving for survival. Despite having no modern diving equipment, Moken children can dive underwater for up to 4 minutes, far longer than the average human. From a very young age, Moken children hunt for clams and sea cucumbers with their eyes open underwater. Over generations, their bodies have adapted. Scientists studying them found that these children can constrict their pupils underwater, allowing them to see clearly where most humans see only blur. This ability is not genetic alone. It is developed through constant practice. However, despite their remarkable skills, the Moken have faced discrimination and displacement from mainland societies. In Africa, the Hadza tribe of Tanzania displays a different kind of resilience. With a population of around 1,300, they are among the last true hunter-gatherers. They hunt daily using handmade bows and poisoned arrows and eat what they kill immediately, never storing food. Their diet includes meat, berries, tubers, baobab fruit, and honey. Honey hunting is where the Hadza stand out. Beehives are often high in trees and fiercely guarded, yet the Hadza climb up and eat honeycomb even while bees sting them. Years of exposure have made their skin thick and their immune response unusually strong. They also communicate with honey-guide birds, using specific whistles to lead them to hives. After harvesting the honey, the Hadza leave wax behind for the birds, maintaining a rare example of interspecies cooperation. From Africa to the Pacific, the Mbori of New Zealand are known for their physical strength, warrior culture, and the Hoka, powerful ceremonial dance marked by intense movements and facial expressions. Arriving in New Zealand between 1320 and 1350, the Mbori developed a strong combat tradition and social structure. Training as a warrior began in childhood, and their reputation once made them among the most feared fighters encountered by British colonizers. Despite colonization and cultural suppression, Mbori identity survived. Today, their traditions, language, and ceremonies remain a central part of New Zealand's national culture. In Papua New Guinea, the so-called skeleton tribe of Simbu Province has one of the most haunting origin stories. According to legend, hunters once disappeared in the mountains. Warriors sent to investigate discovered a cave filled with skeletons and a monstrous creature. To escape, they painted their bodies with black and white clay to resemble the dead. This body paint became a lasting tradition, symbolizing survival and spiritual identity. Another iconic group from Papua New Guinea is the Asaroma, covered head to toe in pale clay and wearing terrifying masks. They appear ghost-like. This appearance was not designed for warfare, but deterrence. After fleeing an attack and hiding in a river, their enemies mistook them for spirits and fled. Realizing the power of fear, the Asoro adopted this look permanently to avoid conflict. In East Africa, the Maasai are among the most recognizable tribes in the world. Known for their height, strength, and distinctive clothing, Maasai culture revolves around cattle. Wealth is measured by livestock, wives, and children. Traditionally, they believed burying the dead harmed the earth, instead leaving bodies for scavengers, except in the case of chiefs. Their famous jumping dance, the adumu, involves leaping straight upward without bending the knees. While often exaggerated online as defying gravity, it reflects strength, endurance, and calcium-rich diets based on milk and meat. Once known for lion hunting as a rite of passage, this tradition was replaced in 2008 by the Maasai Olympics, emphasizing athletic competition instead of killing wildlife. More isolated still are the Korowai of Papua, unknown to the outside world until the 1970s. They build tree houses up to 140 feet high using sago palm and banyan trees. These structures protect them from floods, insects, and rival clans. The Korowai once practiced ritual cannibalism, believing illness and death were caused by evil spirits. Those thought to be possessed were killed and consumed. Interestingly, despite this history, researchers observed little evidence of disease common in cannibalistic societies, possibly due to infrequency or long-term adaptation. In the rainforests of Central Africa live the forest peoples, commonly referred to as pygmies, including the Mbuti aka and Boka. Though shorter in stature, rarely exceeding 5 feet, they are exceptionally strong and agile hunters. Their lifestyle demands constant movement, climbing, and tracking, resulting in lean, muscular physiques. Tragically, pygmies have long been targeted by neighboring groups, sometimes even hunted and consumed. To survive, they became expert hunters and defenders of their land. Honey remains a staple of their diet, and they climb massive trees to harvest it, using smoke to subdue bees. Finally, in Mali, the Dogon people live along the Bandiagara escarpment, building villages into steep cliffs. They relocated there over 1,000 years ago to escape forced religious conversion. Despite limited contact with modern science, the Dogon developed advanced astronomical knowledge, complex calendars, and an extensive symbolic language system. They hold twins in special reverence and perform masked dances tied to spiritual beliefs. Though studied by anthropologists in the 20th century, the Dogon remain culturally distinct and largely isolated. Across continents and cultures, these tribes demonstrate that human capability is deeply shaped by environment, tradition, and necessity. Their abilities may seem superhuman, but they are the result of adaptation, discipline, and survival over thousands of years.